Alright, here we go. So I've... No, that's a stupid intro. Let's keep this, that's nice, keep some outtakes. So I promised a friend I would make a small series, or maybe even a longer one, I don't know, playing rimworld. And we are going to get right into it. We'll be playing on Naked Brutality. And we have no mods installed, no nothing, it's just a basic game. And for the fun of it, we are going to go with a rough start with Randy Random, just for a little bit of an extra challenge. Oh yes, and commitment mode, so I wouldn't bother with it, but you can be sure I won't be cheating by saving and reloading and cutting things out. I mean, you're free to read what it says. You can only save when quitting the game, it's a story generator, losing all but one person is not the end of the game, and so on and so on. So yeah. Alright, I remembered one thing that we have to change. There's a problem when you start with this mode here. You'll start with one person, as it says right here. But the problem is that the game is designed to make you have at least 10 people after a while. So what we'll do is we'll add a part, and there's disable incident, and then we go to wanderer join. So this disables random NPCs from joining our group, which just makes it a little harder, because the only way to get people to join you now is to save them or to recruit them. That's good. And yes, as we said, we're going with a random guy. You have like a relaxing storyteller, the classic one, how the game's planned to be played, and then this guy with a funny face on his head and a sad face, angry face on his jacket, you know? The fun kind of storyteller. Alright. Top hat sounds like a good seed. We go with a nice amount of rainfall, 50% globe coverage, so we have a little bit more area to pick from. And we want to go slightly lower temperature. Just because temperature is a bit strange in this game. And apparently it's normal to have 50 degree in the summer and minus 10 degree in the winter. Which I don't think that's anything that actually happens. So we are just generating a world now. It might take a while, always takes a while, but that's just getting started. I've also decided not to edit anything, so this is going to be a lot of me just talking about random stuff. Sort of a bit like a vlog, I guess. So this is the world, or 50% of it, as we as we said in the generation. You saw the loading screen was quite long already, so we didn't want to go for any more. And this is an important window. It says what kind of terrain you have. We will need mountainous, just so we can dig into something. And then the average temperature and the growing period are most important, along with the stone types. So I'll just click random, see which ones we get. Flat, flat, large hills, mountainous. Okay, this sounds okay. Average temperature 3 degrees Celsius. Growing period spring to autumn. But it's a bit short, so if we zoom out a little, we might want to go slightly more south. Like, here's a nice mountainside. What's this place? They are neutral, they are hostile. Yeah, that's a base. That's great. I wanted to know what kind of faction they are, but I guess we don't get to find out how civilized they are. Thing is, factions have different levels of civilization, so being enemies with a tribe is a lot less dangerous than being enemies with like pirates or traders. Because pirates and traders are going to bring like actual weapons and armor to the fight, and the tribe is just a bunch of guys with clubs. Let's see here. Impossible is too much. This is nice. It has a road. You know, we might want to go here and actually use the road. Limestone, marble and slate. That's not optimal. Optimally you'd want sandstone and marble at least. But I think we could make do. Start of spring to start of autumn. That's still too cold. Let's just turn to the middle. Okay, this is roughly the middle. Go a bit away from it and find a nice mountainous area like this. This looks nice, but there's a lot of people here. This looks good. Kinda like, if you turn your head a little, this is like Turkey and Greece, which is fun. Dolor swamp. So if we sit at the edge of a swamp, that's going to be helpful. Not too close to the water, because we don't want all of our map to end up being water. Alright, marble and granite, that would be very slow to set up here. But we have year-round growing, and temperatures are very high, so we'll have to quickly get a way to cool our rooms. We'll get into that later. Also, there's a lot of berries here apparently. This is nice. I think we can go with this. Tropical rainforest. Sure, sounds very hospitable. And since the person I was talking to, who's probably going to be my first viewer, I was asking how hard should I play, and apparently we're going for hard but not completely brutal, so I actually was allowed to randomize and re-roll the characters, because things like this actually isn't such a bad one. We might have gotten a good roll here. Chemical interest isn't too bad. Psychopath, well, let's read this. No empathy, suffering of others doesn't bother her, doesn't mind if others are butchered, left unburied, imprisoned or sold to slavery, unless it directly affects her. She also feels no mood boosting from socializing. That's actually good if you go with a one-person start. And industrious means she works a lot faster. This is a great start. She doesn't have an interest in shooting, but we can substitute that in some ways. And mining, cooking, plants, animals and crafting are very, very handy. We don't really need a lot of social since she's alone. Artistic is very late game. Medical is already on 5, so she'll be okay tending to herself. Intellectual on 0 without any flames of passion, which these are, is a bit bad, but we might just get someone else. We might just find somebody who can do research for us. And shooting on 4 is okay for a start. I think this is a good one actually. So these flames, they mean how fast the person learns. Like you can see this 2 flames learns 150%, 1 flame learns 100%, and like intellectual is 0, so they learn at 35%. Apparently she also has a sister, which sometimes could be funny, because they might end up running into each other and talking to each other. And having a prosthetic arm, let me see, 50% efficiency. That's a bit of a downtrade, I guess. That's why everything else here is so good. But I think it's an interesting challenge. We could go with this one. Alright. Let's get into this. I see we've been recording for roughly 10 minutes. I think we'll do another 5 and then I'll go for a quick break. It was supposed to be a minor surgery, just an hour under anesthetic. You felt totally safe, and now you've awoken inside a drop pod punching through the atmosphere of a distant rimworld. Aside from a slick of mysterious goo all over your body, You're totally naked with no preparation, supplies and tools. Can you survive? And here goes Mallory. Boom. There we are. We already got a little house here, which is nice. Pause the game, very important. Item deterioration doesn't matter right now. So the first thing, before we even check the map, is we set it so that she can tend herself with no medicine. And that she can actually tend herself. Alright. And we are going to add that she's going to euthanize herself. No. That's just crude humor. Okay, so this is our map. Let's take a look around. There are some houses over here. There's one here, which is kind of nice because we could start out here and work our way into the mountain. Alternatively, we might just start here and work in. What kind of rocks is this? This is marble. Granite. Ooh, granite is hard. Granite is the hardest rock in the game. There's some steel over here. I think we could just start here, which is very, very convenient. We've gotten really lucky with that. Also, I don't see a large room, so that's probably buried in here. There's always an ancient site on the map somewhere, which is exciting if it's not visible at the start. Okay, so first things first. We're going to go with furniture and designate a sleeping spot for her. Assign her to it. This is Maurice's sleeping spot. Okay. Now we go to orders and chop wood. So this over here is swamp, so we're just going to let her work over here for now. Cut down some trees. Also we set the game to fastest speed. And while she's just doing this because she doesn't have any other jobs to do, maybe we'll even let it run a little slow. We're going to look at this. Manual priorities, that's important. What's this? It's like a... Oh, those are the birds that kick you really hard. We'll just try to not make it upset. Alright, what's she doing now? Wandering. Okay, I'll just pause this. So work, here you can see there are priorities and they work with numbers. So the most important things like fighting fire, being tending to people, and bed rest. Like if they are sick, bed rest, not just normally sleeping. Those have to be on 1 if you play with one person, because that's the utmost priority. And basic things are changing switches and levers, which is something that rarely occurs, so we can put it on 2 so she does it right away. And we can put handling high. We don't have animals yet, but that's alright. Cooking is important for now, so we'll leave it high too. Hunting does not take priority because she is not very good at fighting. As you can see here, shooting and melee are very low. So we'll have to scavenge for some food instead. Construction can stay at a 3 right now, and we might have to work around with this for a while. For now, mining and growing aren't that important. Plant cutting is important because that I think that's also harvesting. And smithing, tailoring, completely out of the picture right now. Art as well. Crafting is important, so if we tell her to craft something, she has to get to it, so we put it on 2 as well. Hauling can be a 4, that's just like a time dump. Same for research. Cleaning can be a 3, that's alright. So now we can expand the home area, which we will make... That's 3, right? Yeah, 3. So we go from here, and then this is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is her house. So, next things, structure, walls. Right, we have to set up stockpiles. So right now we only have the wood, so we'll just put the wood here. And she should get right to hauling. Yep. Oh, she's cleaning now. Okay, let me... Right, cleaning is on 4 and hauling is on 3. Got it mixed up. And go. Alright, so now we put up some nice walls. We will have to think about... Everything here is closed off. So if an attack comes, they have to go through the swamp over here. Which means we could be at an advantage depending on where we put our door. I don't want it to face to the swampy area. Wait, is this actually swamp? It's marshy soil, yeah. And this is marsh. Okay, so we'll be putting our walls here. And considering that the attackers will be coming from here, and looking at the map from here directly, or they are going to curve around here, I just put the door in the southern wall. That's how you say that, right? And then when they attack, we'll just set up some cover here and implement some traps over there. So next thing after the walls and the door will be a roof, which she'll usually build by herself. See? There we go. And she got herself a little house. That's the first episode of our Minecraft Let's Play. No. So, last thing we'll do for this one is we'll have her build a proper bed. Which goes nicely over here. So she, like, that's just me thinking, like, I would like my bed to stand here if I lived here. So she should get the wood and construct her bed. Let's see. It's even normal quality. That's a good roll, because usually they are awful or poor when you start a game and they aren't that good at crafting. This is hers now. We can deconstruct the sleeping spot. And that's our first episode.